Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's get this rolling here. All right, great. Hey, welcome everyone. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this is our Wednesday afternoon live. We always get together on Wednesday afternoons at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and we draw a portrait. So I am glad that you are here. We have an active Facebook group. If you're looking for a fun community to get together, we post our work, and you can chat about that. You're going to find the descriptions of the description. You can find the link in the description. But if you're looking for something a little bit extra, I have a class called the Student. It's for dedicated students who really want to excel and want to nail down the habit of drawing daily. You can also find that link also in the description. But here we are. All right, Tamara's here. Tamara, don't worry about it. Just turn the page on last week. Don't go back and redo it. Just start fresh. You have my permission, okay? Hey, Kevin, what is up? Nice house drawing, Kevin. I liked what you did. All right. Oh, good. Sandy's here. You're nervous, Sandy. Well, let's make it a little bit easier for us, okay? Remember that everything just takes time. All right. The most important thing is that you're here, and we can just hit it up step by step. So let's start off with, let me go over the basics of drawing a head in profile, okay? And if you could, just start to practice these ideas of the construction, right? So if I was drawing a head straight on, you would find that the head is somewhat flat on the side. So like if I look straight in the camera, you will see the sides of my head are very flat. But if I turn to the side view, look at my head is very round. Okay, so that's a big difference right there, is that from the side view, the head's going to be very flat, but from the side view, you're going to find it to be very round. Let's make those just a little bit smaller here. All right, and so let's go ahead, and as we are drawing something in side view, this is the front, so let's drop down a center line there, and over here on our side view, we could do the same. On the front view, we could do the same. And then over here on the, we always want to look for the T of the face. The T of the face is where you end up with the brow line. The brow line goes right through the eyebrows, okay? So we could start that off right there, and then over here, we'll say that is the brow line. Next thing that you want to look for, of course, are the temples of the eye, and I'm going to take my fingers and I can touch them right here. They're right here, okay? So that's the next thing we're going to look for. And the temples usually line up right with the sides of the head. And over here, our temples are going to line up maybe about right there. All right, so right at the temple, this is where we've got to find the flat side of the head, and it's gonna be right around here per se. And then we're going to have a center line that's going to come right down the center of that head there. See, and that center line is going to be right about there. Am I lining up right? Okay. Next thing we do, then from here, we're going to, this ear, this is where the ear is going to fall. The ear is going to fall in the bottom quarter of that, and usually the top of the ear will line up with the brow line. So we can drop an ear along the side here like this and like this. And I am live, so if you do have any questions, throw it into the chat and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Next, you drop down from the jaw here, you drop down from the ear just a little bit just a little bit right there. And then this is going to be our jawline, and that's going to come around just like that. Yeah, that's going to come around just like this. And if I go too fast, please just ask me to slow down a little bit. All right, the next thing we look for is this is the visor per se, or the visor is part of the head that protects your eyeballs. And it comes here and it drops down right there, and that brings you right into your cheeks, okay? So we do that, we do something like this. We come in here, and then we drop this down. Now the cheeks, this part of the cheeks right here, that's going to usually line up with, well, it could line up with a couple things. It usually lines up with the bottom of your ear and the bottom of your nose, all right? So we could just kind of go like this here, all right? And just remember, these proportions are, these get adjusted, depends on the person, depends on their age. Okay, then you're going to have a round, this is going to be round right here. This represents the ball of the mouth, okay? And it comes around just like this. On this side over here, you're gonna see it like this. It's actually a little bit bigger. And then you end up with a chin. This is the chin right in here. It'll sit right about there. Okay, let's get our nose in here. So then our nose is going to start up top here, and it's going to sit right along that plane and then come in like this. On this side over here, our nose, you're going to start off with a keystone shape. It's going to come out. It's going to be something like this. Okay. So usually at this point, then your eyes are going to fall right in there. Over here, your eyeballs are going to fall right in here. Okay, eyes are going to drop down like this right where your tear ducts are. And they're going to end up creating, from the side view, they're going to create the corners of the mouth. Front view, they end up drawing down and hitting the also the corners of the mouth. One last thing we'll do, then up here, this is where your nostrils are going to fall. Nostrils are going to fall right in there. This side, nostrils are going to fall right here. Okay, and that's your basic basic structure from a side view versus a front view. You're going to have your necks could come in here. Next, going to come down there. And then a lot of times you'll have this tendon. And I can't remember the name of that tendon, but it will go right into the pit of the neck. So if you want to get good, of course you want to get good at drawing portraitures. This little process here, you want to review this over and over again until you get these arrangements really nailed down into your head. It's going to make all the difference in the world, all right? All right, let's get on to our picture now. We're going to take this one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to start off. I have two photos here. I have a close-up view and then a big view. So let's start off with the large view to try and get our where we're going with this. All right. Let's go ahead and get this. I'm going to start off with a nice big circle. Here's my center line. Now, if you were to draw this, you know, this is my circle here, and then that's my center line right there, okay? I'll draw on top of the picture here to help you just a bit. All right, so then we're going to have this is kind of the angle of the head. It's slightly leaning forward. And then let's just put a mark where we're going to put our ear here. Made a mistake here. Hold on. I gotta insert the photo again. All right, let's see. Where are we? Hold on. I got this all messed up here when I was drawing my layers. All right. Make sure I'm doing good now. You know, it's always exciting to do this live. All right. There that is there. There that is there, right? Oh, got my angle. All right, we'll go with that. And there's my ear. Okay, there you go. Now, hopefully we're all caught up here. All right, let's get our brow line in, okay? Let's get our brow line. Brow line's going to go like this. Look, top of the ear. You see how that is slightly tilted? It's going around the form. So let's see here. Okay, now this girl's quite young, so let's go ahead then and drop in this. Her jaw's going to be here, and we're going to come right around like that, all right? Let's do that. drop down. Okay, let's get this orbital, the visor area here. We're gonna come in just a bit. Come right down in like this. All right, eye line. Let's get our eye line in here. We're kind of probably looking like this here. I'm going to put a line in here as well for where we see this greenery coming in. That's going to help give us some reference as well. And the other thing, before I go to a different view of this photo, I'm going to drop in her neck as well. All right, so her neck is going to come like this. We can make adjustments later on about that. All right, let's get in and get some nice details here for her face, all right? So let's get her nose in first. So I'm looking closely. And I'm just kind of coming in here looking at the shape of her nose. Now, her nostril, this is interesting, and I want you to see this. Look at this here. Here's the underside of her nostril like this, okay? And then this comes up and around, you see? And so that will form the opening, just that little bit of a hook there. Let me erase that so you can actually see it now. All right, so that's what we're looking for. I hate nostrils. Oh, Christina. We actually are going to be drawing noses in our the daily draw class coming up right after this. Which brings me up to which Christina, you just did a beautiful segue. If you are looking for extra help, especially in the area of practicing a little bit every day, I would sign up for the membership called The Student. Part of The Student is the daily draw, and that's where we get together for about 30 minutes every day, and we look at all different subject matters. Today we'll be looking at noses. So there it is. Thank you. The link is down in the description for that. All right, let's continue on here. All right, now look closely. Look at this lip coming up here. We got this lip coming down, and one thing I'm really looking very closely at is this negative space. You see that? I'm trying to match that. The other thing too is that you want to look at this, the center point of her lips are right there. You see that? So we're going to see a little bit of the lip on the right side, and then of course the rest of it on the left side there. Let me erase that so you can see it a little bit better, okay? All right, so we're going to come down here. Slight, and then look at this measurement here. This is a good measurement. Whatever width that you drew your nose right there, okay? From here to there, look at that. That is, it's almost equal, you see? So that when I'm drawing, these are things that I'm looking for. I'm looking at, okay, if I've established this as this size, then in my mind, I'm going to use that as a measurement to check everything else. And you want to be able to do that visually, but if you need to draw it out, then by all means. So from the tip of her lip, back here is about the width of her nose. All right. So there is one lip on one side. It's subtle, but it's important. And there's the other side. Now, when you're drawing a lip on the side view, what will happen at times is you'll get a little bit of a lip, a little bit like this, a slight overhang, and it goes like that, okay? That's exaggerated, but you will see what I mean when I take that away. So let's come in a little bit. Okay, now look at this mouth. This mouth is really important. The mouth starts, the opening is way back here. And then the back side of the lip starts there and then comes all the way around like that. You see what I mean? So you want to get that roundness going on there, and that will really help sell the mouth. So I would start with the opening here, and then move your pencil over just slightly like this, right about like that. You see that? And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of tone to that upper lip. You want a little bit of an overhang there. Okay, bottom of the lip. Now watch this. Now this is like almost from the bottom of the lip. Usually it's almost like a straight angle. And then your chin will come up underneath that, okay? So we could do that. So we're going to get a straight angle there. Then we can get our roundness of our chin. Now this is interesting. From this angle, already I could see that the proportion of my neck is too far back. So I'm going to see, I can see it already. And look at this. This is this is the negative space that I recognized right away that I was too far back on. Okay, let's move up to the eyes now. So first thing I want to notice is that is the corner of her nose on the wings. If I go straight up, that's about where the tear duct is going to go. Okay, so let's first position that. So we're from the side here. I'm going to be just about there. That's going to be my tear duct. And then the back end here, look at that. Look how much higher that is. You see that? So we want to make sure the back end of our eye is going to be a little bit higher. Okay, here's another measurement. Corner of the mouth. Usually line up with the iris of the eye. So let's put that in as well. Now, one thing I am looking at here, another proportion, I'm just checking myself, is bottom of the chin, bottom of the nose. Let's erase some of this here. I'm showing you this on these. You keep getting distracted. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Sandy. I'm looking at this distance here as a proportion, and I'm like, okay, look at that right there. You see that? So that's a good proportion mark there. Let's stick that in there. So I'm bottom. Okay, I think I'm pretty good there. Let me erase this. All right, let's go ahead and put these eyelids on, and we're going to come up and down, and then there's a slight sweep there. Okay. Now, mind you, look at the other eye. Now, be very careful when you draw the other eye. It's a little bit higher because this is the angle that we see. So when you drop in the other one, all I'm really going to do is just put in a pupil, but I want to make sure it's a little bit higher. You see that? And then I'm going to have just a slight little bit of the eyelid on top, a little bit of an eyelash, and then I'm going to see slightly. So there's 3 little points I just did. I put the pupil in a little bit higher. I drew the eyelid. I dropped in the eyelash, and then I dropped in the lower eyelid. All right, let's continue. Here's the eyelid on top. Eyelash. Okay, now let's get this let's get this eyebrow in. Now when I'm putting an eyebrow, I'm looking at the negative space. That means this distance. What does that shape look like right in there? You see? That's what I'm going to use in order to judge how far off that eyebrow is going to be. Next thing I also want to check is how far back it goes. Look at that, it goes all the way back there. Now the other eyebrow is being covered by hair, but we can still put it in. We start with the big shape and then come down a little bit smaller. Okay. Let's tear that off and turn that on now. Now we can come back and look at the big picture. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to put the hair in next, and I want to think of the hair as mass, like I'm putting a helmet on, okay? So I'm holding my pencil toward the back. Very lightly, I'm just going to kind of come in and walk through the parts of our hair that are coming together, you see? The other thing too is I'm looking at this. This is important. Look at this, all of this negative shape in here. You see this? From the front of the face to this section of the bangs, I want to be aware of that. Okay, hair's going to come back here. I'm just going around right now and just trying to get an idea of these different shapes. All right, let's before we go any further here, let's block in some of these leaves. All right, so I'm actually gonna start with this leaf right there. You see that? That's the first one, and then from that I'm going to expand from that one there. So let's see. Just looking at the shape of it first. Kind of comes like this. There's the stem. All right, I'm going to jump ahead here and block in the next one. Okay, this next one is quite large. It's coming all the way above. Look, it comes right above her eye almost. Do you see that? This one back here. One's coming in like this. You know, there was I can remember drawing portraits of learning, and it can be a very frustrating experience because it can be very difficult. But I guarantee you, if you stick with it, just keep persevering and you will find success in it. All right, that's the key. The key isn't some special new method of drawing. It doesn't lie in finding a secret, that somebody has a secret out there. No, the secret to successful portrait drawing is repetition over a long period of time. That's how it's done. All right, perseverance over talent. I guarantee it will happen. You know, our group, we get together every Wednesday, same time. And if you were to stick with us for 6 months at least, 6 months, and just follow along with this free YouTube videos that I put out, you would get really good at it. But the only way that's going to happen is if you commit yourself. That is how it's going to happen. I just say one more thing too, is, you know, we look at the internet, and the internet can be very discouraging because you see there's a lot of good artists out there. Well, they got that way only by practicing a little bit every single day. And you know what? I think you could do it. That's why we do this. Just resolve to yourself that you're going to draw just resolve to yourself that you're going to draw 10 and 15 minutes a day. That's okay, Tamara. That's a good, it will happen, Tamara. When I first started doing this, or doing it with seriousness, they looked awful. And I can remember seeing my instructor, Carl Noss, bang these things out in front of everyone, and it would drive me crazy how good they were. And mine just it was exasperating. And then one day, it just, out of nowhere, one of the portraits I did clicked, and I could not believe it. And I remember exactly where I was. I had gone home. I had my newsprint. I was using charcoal at the time, and I was drawing a picture from it was a newspaper advertisement for a movie, and I was trying to draw one of the faces there, and it nailed it. And it was just like, I could not believe how accurate it was. And then I couldn't, so I'm going to do it again. I got another picture, nailed it, and I thought, I've solved it. I figured this out finally. It's all come together. Went to my next head drawing class and blew it. It was a disaster. And I realized, or I can't remember, I was so excited. I showed my instructor what had happened, and he was very encouraging. But he did say that, you're going to be stepping backwards for a while. So, you will nail a portrait. You will get one out of 10 per se. And then you won't see, then you go through another 9. And all of a sudden you'll get 2 out of 10. And then you'll be at 4 and 5. And soon you'll be like hitting 90%. Most of your portraits will look good. So the key is just to keep going. Just keep going, okay? It will happen. All right, let's get some tone on our little picture here now. So I'm just going to come in here with a very light tone for her hair first. Just an overall tone is what I'm going for here. I'm going to come in here and just slightly erase some of these construction lines, okay? All right, let's go ahead and drop a tone. Now, when I go to tone her face, I'm aware that only the bridge of her nose and this little section on top of her lips are the light areas. So that's the part. Other than that, I'm going to give an even tone across the whole entire face here. This is just kind of like an undertone, okay? All right, let's sharpen in. I'm going to sharpen in that highlight on her nose now by coming right up against it. Okay. Then we could see like right here, look, the light is picking up right in there as well. You see that? So let's come back in with another value coming in here. And of course, underneath the chin here, we want to get this as well. All right, back of her neck. This is all very dark in value. You'll get it, I guarantee it. It just takes time. All right, let's get this little bit of a shadow underneath her eyelids here. And then the inside of her nose. So right now, I'm just kind of jumping around my picture, just dropping in darker values. And these don't have to be in any particular order. All right, I'm going to bring this up here because I want to get into her nose just a little bit. I could see that this is. It's a little bit of a darker value in there. All right, I'm going to come back into her hair here a little bit. Start to really bring out the blacks in here. At the same time, respecting the value that are in these leaves and stem. Just slowly building these up. This is where an eraser comes in handy. So true. All right. Now I'm going to really punch in the dark value here. Her hair is almost coming out across as almost like a silhouette. It's so dark. I want to fill in. One of the things you really want to fill in is the gaps, so you don't get light jumping into your darker silhouetted areas. Leave the nose. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take your little cue there and drop in this. This has got to be very bright right there. Shoulder's going to be back here. Don't be afraid getting dark on this. right, I think that's going to do it for today. I'm going to finish this off the air here. If there's no other questions, I am really grateful that you guys are here. I did forget to mention, please subscribe and comment on the video. It's always great to expand those things out. So if you are watching, please just take a minute and hit subscribe, leave a comment. I always appreciate it. Join our Facebook group. Thanks for watching, everyone. My name is Kurt. I'm a dad who draws. And big shout out to Tamara and Sandy and Christina and Kevin, all tuning in and saying hello. All right, go out there and make your day great. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.